I'm going to talk about my failures. You might be able to relate. I failed in life. I failed in business. I failed in relationships. I failed parenting. However, today, I'm a success. I'm a success in business. I'm a success in parenting. I'm a success in some relationships. I'm a success in friendships. I'm a hard worker. What about you? I've had dreams for many, many years. I've had goals for many, many years. And today I'm going to talk about the foundation of your life. And I'm going to share my story and my experiences and my foundation that helped me become the man that I am today. So let's start with the foundation. I'm going to talk about my experiences, my life. You might be able to relate. I'm a son of an Italian father and a Polish mother, first generation United States. Born during the Depression. Poor to my immigrant grandparents. I'm one of 11 children, 8 boys and 3 girls. And you know what I discovered? I discovered I'm different. I'm different because I had ambition. Don't know how it happened. I don't know. Is it because my father? My father sent us to Catholic parochial schools. We had no money. I don't know how he did it. The reason why he sent it to the parochial Catholic schools is because I'm sure my mother. My mother is a very faithful person. We were raised on the 10 Commandments. All 11 kids. Are we different? Darn right. My father, a hard-working production printer. My mother, a stay-at-home mother. 11 children. 12 pregnancies. Basically ranging from my oldest brother to my youngest brother. 19 years difference. But I was always different. And still am with the 11 children. And does it hurt? Yeah, it hurts. It hurts because I was kind of like the black sheep. Because I had drive, a tremendous drive, so competitive that I drew away a lot of people. Because I just wanted to win, win, win. I don't know overall what success was. And to be honest, it took me many years to realize it wasn't money. It was health and relationships. Love. I wasn't a very good student. But I was great on the playfield. Very competitive. And I think the teacher saw that. Then as I got older, I started playing sports and became very competitive. But on the rink, on the ice rink, on the ball field, the baseball field, the soccer field, I became a leader by example. I wasn't the star. I was supporting cast. But that was okay. Because I had a coach, and I was coached with people that loved me. They saw something in me that pushed me. And they depended on me. Is that you? Don't underestimate who you are. But eventually you're going to have to identify who you are. You're either driven and ambitious, you're content, you're complacent, you're depressed. And why do I say that? Because as I get older, I see it all the time in people my age that failed at whatever they achieved or tried to achieve. They have excuses. They wanted more. And eventually, some people give up. They quit. And by the way, I've quit. But I've quit for the right reasons. Once I realize that I don't have what it takes, I move on and I create another dream. And that's part of the foundation of the 5 pillars of success. I'll be talking about each one, but I just wanted to talk about the foundation, your parents, your relatives, your friends, your teachers, your coaches. That's what developed me. Then you graduate to high school. Then there's a whole new ball game, all new teachers, new support casts, new leaders, new friends. The other thing I learned was my friends had parents. And their parents would look at me and say, Rock's got something. Or don't hang around with my son. Or whatever it may be. So, success, I didn't know what it meant. I just thought it was money. I didn't realize there was so much to it. And I wasn't a good student, but I kept on going. I hated school. Because it's not my passion. My passion was activities, sports, games, card games, dice, wiffle ball, any game possibly. The neighborhood. I was raised in a small, lower middle class area where school wasn't a priority. Work was a priority. Being a paper boy, working at the local convenience store, being a janitor at the school. It always seemed like I had dimes in my pocket, though. When I went to prom, I had to work for the money. We had a unique situation with 11 children. We paid room and board as soon as we got a job. We were asked to leave the home once we were 18 to do something different. Did we ever go on a vacation? How can you? 11 children. And my parents, they stuck it out, man. They were there. And one thing I will have to admit, My father, even though my parents really didn't have an education beyond technical school, which was high school back in the 40s, the bottom line was conduct was the most important. Our reputation, our behavior, our actions, our respect for people. Did we get in trouble? Sure. Being in Minnesota, we would throw snowballs at the local buses. Would they stop by? Yeah, we'd get in trouble. We'd hang around with the wrong kids. Firecrackers were against the law. We thought we were cool. Did we try smoking cigarettes? Yeah, we tried smoking cigarettes. Wasn't much of a drinker, though, because I wasn't really exposed to it. Because our family, we weren't in the drinking. Smoking wasn't part of it. Our main emphasis of our family was, you need to work to eat. And everything was a hand-me-down. Did we get haircuts from a third party? No. My mother would cut our hair. We'd do our own dishes. It was always faith, family, and food. Finance wasn't discussed. But boy, if you wanted something, it was used. Nothing new. And you can't blame my parents. I want to focus on your foundation. I'm giving you my story. Not to say, oh, look what Rock had to go through. No. But I'll tell you, not everybody's got the same story. Everybody's unique. And I'm only talking about the foundation. That's your education. That's your friendships. That's when you develop your personality, your integrity, your values, your philosophies, your principles. And our parents were disciplinarians. Yes. My father was all about work and conditional. My mother was unconditional. So what I want to talk about today is just basically, if you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to be an artist, you want to be an athlete, you want to be a content influencer, and here I am trying to pass on my wisdom. I've already passed it on to my kids. And I see that they've passed it on to my grandchildren. And I'm proud of them. But they don't know my whole story. They know most of it. Because I became my father. Discipline. Patience. Kick in the ass. But I focused on education and relationships, sports, all the things that I believe shaped me. Today's session, basically, of the 5 pillars of success, which I call them, is foundation. So you got to go back to yourself. In fact, I'm a business consultant. And when I talk to people, usually about mergers and acquisitions, growing their companies, family business, successions, I've been through it. I've been doing this for 50 years. And I always go back to your childhood. What was it like? The questions I would ask, what were your parents like? What did your parents do? Were they conservative? Not conservative? Were they laborers? Were they executives? What did they pass on to you? How's your relationship with your parents? What about sports? Did you play any sports? Because that would tell me how competitive they were. How many siblings do you have? How do you get along with your siblings? Are you close to them? And now that I'm in my 70s, most of my clients are 45 up to 95. My father's 99. I'm still learning from my father by his actions, his behaviors at 99. I'm afraid to be over 90, believe me, to go through that physically. I just don't want to do it. Every day is closer. So I wanted to just talk about your foundation and what it takes to be an entrepreneur, because not everybody can be an entrepreneur or an athlete at the major league level, a professional, an artist. You know, people talk about, what's it take to be an entrepreneur? It takes passion. No, it doesn't. That's just part of it. You have to master something. You have to be a professional. Then you need people to help you get to whatever your success is. It could be money. It could be parenting. It could be your health. It could be giving back. And everything changes. And having the grit, the perseverance, the capacity, the capital. I keep hearing about life-work balance. I don't know how people do it to be successful. And everybody knows what Steve Jobs says. Everybody thinks I was an overnight success. It only took 20 years. I would say that's a pretty good number. You look at FedEx. You look at Amazon. You look at Apple. You look at all the big entrepreneurs. Elon Musk. Okay? You think it was overnight? You think there were no risks? You think there was no failures? No pain? It's not that easy, man. And I'm always thinking about making sure you pick the right horse. That was a saying my father had. Make sure you pick the right career. Make sure you pick the right choices and decisions. Make sure you pick the right spouse. Yeah. So that's my discussion on foundation. Next will be mastery. I'm a serious guy, but life is serious. You can have fun. Oh yeah, you can have fun. But don't forget, when you're a leader, an entrepreneur, an expert, a master, people are looking at you to be the front runner to help them succeed. Your kids are looking at you. Your family's looking at you. There's a lot of pressure being a leader. But you know what? How much is enough? I'm talking about money. How much is enough? That's what you got to decide. It took me 70 years to realize that, you know what? Enough is enough. I have my independence. And now I want to help others. Because I've seen my kids, they don't need me. They're doing well. My grandkids, they're doing well because they were led by the parents. Talking about doing all the right things, they call me Papa Rock. I'm Grandpa. Papa Rock, that's why I'm doing this. This is my legacy, to leave it for others. So I was told by an uncle that passed away in his 70s. He was a great man, one of my great mentors. And this mentor would say to me, Rock, you know what? Your role today is always bring joy. Always bring joy. And you know what? It's hard to do when you try to control things. So I just wanted to comment. Always bring joy. Come back, please. Listen. I'm going to be hard on you. But this is part of my process. You want to be successful? whatever that dream is to achieve. It's perseverance, resilience, grit, and so much more. So I'll talk to you soon. God bless.